Hey everyone! Today, I'm going to tell you about an anime where everything is not quite what it seems. It's about five girls living under one roof, all starting to confess their feelings to the main protagonist, sometimes in cheesy and sometimes in completely unexpected ones. And yet, the main character refuses to admit his own feelings for them, all the way till the very end. The Shunji family lives in a grand mansion with servants. The most notable part of the family is its 7 children, 5 girls and 2 boys. The head of the household is Arata, the eldest of them all, handsome, wealthy, yet incredibly lonely. Despite his looks and status, he has never managed to connect with the opposite sex. He even turns to his younger brother Shun for advice, who happens to have a real girlfriend. It's during just such a conversation that his sisters burst into the room, each with her own unique personality. Seiya is a cold and intelligent beauty, the leader of the school science club, inspiring awe among boys with her sharp intellect and emotionless gaze. Aika is a pink-haired beauty who can scold someone one moment and reward them with a radiant smile the next. Banri, 18, is a sassy and charismatic university student capable of wrapping anyone around her finger. Nami is the cheerful youngest sister, an aspiring sports champion with a tomboyish spirit and a dazzling smile. Koton is the quietest and most mysterious of the sisters, seemingly innocent, but it was she who first confessed something strange and unexpected to Arata. The girls assume the brothers are discussing romantic secrets and immediately start teasing Arata. As always, he becomes flustered and blushes, especially when accused of thoughts he's too shy to even dream about. Family relationships aren't simple. They've tried to stay close despite their differing personalities and appeared almost like a perfect family. But everything changes when father decides to reveal a long-held family secret on Koton's coming-of-age birthday. During dinner, he drops a shocking bomb. None of the sisters are actually related to him by blood. All of them were adopted, except him. The revelation hits everyone hard. Oka feels betrayed, Seiya tries to find logic in what's happening. Banri insists it doesn't change the fact that they grew up together and are still a family. Nami, as usual, just wants to eat. Only Arata starts wondering, if they're not really siblings, then what possibilities does this open up? He sinks deeper into thought. Until now, he had been certain he could never see any of the girls as anything but sisters. But now, this new reality opens up uncharted horizons, especially after a chance encounter with Koton in the bathroom, where she asks him to help scrub her back. He refuses at first, but she insists, pointing out she can't quite reach the hard-to-get spots. Meanwhile, Shun and Oka discuss how this news might affect family dynamics. Perhaps nothing will really change. They'll continue living as before, bickering, supporting, and spending time together. But now, officially, there's more freedom than before. And the day ends with Koton standing completely naked behind Arata, wrapping her arms around him from behind, clearly determined to make this evening unforgettable. The story takes place in Okayama, where the characters are coming to terms with changes in their family life after it's revealed they aren't biologically related. Aika is upset, fearing she'll now be seen differently, especially by Arata, whom she's noticed giving her strange looks. She shares her worries with Shen, who thinks it's normal. After all, Arata is just a teenager. Oko, meanwhile, is more concerned about Kutona, who confessed her feelings to Arata under the belief they were no longer siblings. Shen explains that Kutona made the confession fearlessly, but Arata turned her down, telling her he will always remain her older brother and protector. However, Kutona doesn't accept his refusal and tries to grow closer to him physically, which makes the main character increasingly uncomfortable. Later, Seiji tests Arata by provoking him in his room, trying to see if he's capable of pursuing a relationship without respect standing in the way. After realizing he remains kind and restrained, she begins talking about how there are now no barriers between them, neither legal nor biological. She suggests Kutona may have intuitively sensed this and decided to make the first move. Arata, however, is certain. Even though nothing technically stands in the way anymore, to him, they're still family. He doesn't want to change the familiar dynamics, though he does notice others are also struggling internally. At school, Shen reflects on how people around them might react to the truth about their past. The day passes quietly, but in the evening, Arata spends time with Minami. She failed an exam, and he helps her study at a karaoke bar. Despite their efforts to focus, Minami gets distracted and gradually pulls Arata into her cheerful mood. On the way home, Arata sees his ex with someone else, but Minami supports him, caring for him like an older sister. They talk about the secret of their origins and how it affects their emotions, especially regarding Kotona. Minami reconciles with Oko, bringing sweets and finding her lost AirPods. Everything seems calm on the surface, but hidden emotions and quiet observations hint at future complications. At dawn, the protagonist, Arata, steps out of his room and notices Kotona, his younger sister, who clearly shows interest in him. The tension between them grows, and although they try to act like they used to, everything has changed. Sage, his older sister and Bookworm, also displays conflicting feelings. She pretends to be cold toward him, but can't stop thinking about touching him again. At school, Arata watches Lala, the girl he's in love with, but Oka, his twin and close friend, scolds him for still not confessing his feelings to her. She is surprised to learn that Lala is already dating someone else. Later, her friends gossip behind the scenes, saying that Arata is attractive yet intimidating. Uka, one of them, starts acting toxically, trying to discourage others from even considering dating him, hinting that he belongs only to her. On Kutona's birthday, everyone heads to the amusement park Vidme. Instead of spending time together, the group splits into smaller parties. Arata and Bari, another of his older sisters, are left alone and decide to grab a bite to eat. They walk around together, and Bari begins to flirt, clinging onto his arm. Although resisting at first, Arata ends up enjoying the time spent with her. After several unanswered calls between brothers and sisters ignoring each other, the group reunites later in the day. During a quiet moment, Banri and Arata talk, and he asks how she took the news about them not being blood-related. She says it hurt, but believes nothing should change. Arata agrees. To him, she has always been his older sister. Later, when a little girl accidentally spills drinks, Arata protects Bari, showing both bravery and care. On their way back, the group jokes about Kutona's attempt to seduce Arata. Sei explains that it happened simply because Kutona wanted attention, not from serious intentions. This confuses the girls, especially Oka, but Banri thinks it was just a phase she was going through. At night, during a walk in the park, Arata sees a girl who looks like Lala and panics. Oka finds him and decides to talk in a secluded spot. There, she confesses her love, not as a twin, but as someone she truly cares for romantically. It catches Arata off guard, but he realizes that many things have changed, and their relationship will never be the same again. After Oka's confession, the story briefly moves into the past, to a conversation between Arata and his brother Shen. Shen reveals that he already told Oka about Kotona's and Saige's flirtations with the protagonist. Instead of reacting with anger, she responded calmly and even supported them, despite believing such behavior was inappropriate. Back in the present, Arata remains shaken by her words. However, it soon becomes clear that Oka meant something entirely different. She loves him as a brother and is simply relieved that he didn't turn into a perverted maniac after learning they were not blood-related siblings. This reassures Arata, although he feels a little upset about her lack of honesty. After a small argument, Oka leaves, and Arata brings Saige a small gift as an apology. Meanwhile, Minami recalls how she searched for them late at night in the park and accidentally overheard Oka's confession, but left before hearing the full explanation. She begins to suspect that someone else among the sisters might also have feelings for Arata. Later, she tries to cautiously ask him about it, but receives a vague response and walks away, feeling disappointed. Arata runs into Sage in the bathroom, where she stands nearly naked, showing him an old ring from their mother. He carefully helps her, but the situation becomes too tense, and he quickly excuses himself. Later, Bari visits him, and they reminisce about childhood memories. She starts flirting, but Arata gently scolds her. They decide to go together to buy a new phone. At the store, The salesman offers a couple's discount, which Bari is eager to accept, but Arata politely declines. While grabbing ice cream afterward, they talk about the past, and Bari admits that even if they are not biologically related, the bond they share still means a lot. She asks if anything has been bothering him lately, and he replies that he was just born with a worried face. On the way back, it turns out this outing was actually part of a plan between Bari and Minami to find out the truth about Oka's confession. Upon learning what happened, Minami once again begins questioning her own feelings. Later, while taking a shower, she tries to text Bari, insisting that Oka could never do such a thing, but accidentally sends the message to the family group chat. Luckily, no one sees it before she deletes it, but now it seems like a brand new series of events is about to begin, full of intrigue, tension, and emotion. Arata notices that Saiga has become pensive and decides to talk to her. She confesses that she wants to test her feelings for him by playing a game of Twister. Arata is skeptical since they are siblings, but Saiga convinces him to play by reminding him how she helps him with his studies. During the game, Saiga tries to get closer to Arata to see if he stirs any romantic emotions in her. However, physical contact remains minimal, so she takes initiative, changes positions, and provocatively shows him her backside. Despite this, Saiga realizes she doesn't feel anything special. Her experiment has failed. She thanks Arata for his help and leaves, leaving him slightly embarrassed. Later, Oka comes to him and suggests playing a fighting game. Recalling their childhood duels, Arata notes that Oka has truly improved. He lets her win a few rounds, but when she starts mocking him, he decides to stop holding back and reveals his true skill. Oka gets angry but quickly takes revenge by using a submission hold. She clearly enjoys the situation, and things nearly go too far when suddenly Arata stops. He's no longer a boy, but a man who can control his desires. Oka leaves satisfied, but hints that next time he shouldn't be so noble. The next day, their father calls Arata into his office. He gives him a gift and asks if he has a girlfriend. The conversation turns serious, and the father reminds Arata of his promise to show the children room number 8 once they grew older. Arata promises to take care of the family, and the father is pleased that he chose him as his successor. At home, the girls watch a drama and discuss the male lead's romantic proposal. Each shares her opinion. Oka dreams of an expensive gesture. Saiga prefers something practical. Minami speaks about the importance of the moment itself, and Konato, the youngest, unexpectedly admits that she's also in love with Arata. She's happy that they're no longer legally related and that she can now have romantic feelings for him without worrying about genetics. At the same time, she sees all her sisters as potential rivals. Her honesty puts everyone in an awkward position, but the conversation ends without resolution. The finale shows the future. An adult Arata is playing with a child, but the mother's identity remains a mystery. The final twist shocks viewers. It's possible that the child's mother is none other than his transgender brother. Thanks for watching. If you had fun, don't forget to leave a like. See you in the next video.